Hi, hello everyone. I am Jaganmohan from Mlritm. Today we are discussing about cryptography network security. The topic is a simple model for network security. The majorly we are having four few topics: network security in cryptographic networks, a simple model for network security, the key concepts in cryptography, why is cryptography is important. Today we are discussing about these four topics. Network security in cryptographic networks. What is network security? Network security is cryptography networks is about keeping data safe. Like we are sending messages through one like server through network. We are sending messages through one from one person to another person. The data is going through packets. Like the data will be user to receiver. The data will be safe travel and receiver receives the message. So without hacking, the hackers will be hack the data now. So that's why we are keeping some encryptions, like the data security will be there. So that's why we are using cryptography security in the network. Network security cryptographic network is keeping data safe as it moves from one device to another. One device to another device, the data will be travel through network from receiver 1 to receiver 2 or sender to receiver. And think of it like sending secret message an envelope that only the right person can open, and making sure no one else can read, change, or fake it. The user one can send the message to the receiver. The data will be travel through network, and the receiver can receive the messages. But here we are keeping the some encryption. The data will be secured. For encryption means we are keeping some of the some of the code to the data. The receiver can open that data only, like that. The receiver can open the code, like we are giving to the code to the receiver. Another hackers will not theft the data. The data will be secured in cryptographic networks, and he cannot change the data. Hackers cannot change the data, and false data also cannot do the by the hackers. Only receiver can receive the data through encryptions, like some of the codes. A simple model for network security. Let's break the model into 5 keywords, each playing an important role in protecting the network. The majorly 5 key points will be there in the cryptographic networks. We'll see it. First one is confidentiality, and second one integrity, third one in authentication, fourth one non-repudiation, and fifth one is access control. The confidentiality is it is a keep it secret. Keep it secret means it is a nothing but the data will be secure, and it's a secret mode. The receiver can open the message, and he'll open the message through, like we are having some of the digital signature also. Digital signature is nothing but it is a thumbprint also. And we are giving some of the encryptions, like some of the codes to the receiver. The receiver can only open the data. Receiver can only open the data. By the hackers cannot do the by the hackers, he was not able to get the data also. He was not duplicate the data also, and he was not falsing the data also. The receiver can only receive the data through our digital signature or encryptions or codes. The data will be secured in through cryptographic networks. Integrity. Confidentiality means it is a secret. Only the intended receiver should be able to read the data. How? You use encryption, turn the data into unreadable code. If Ali sends message to Bob, encryption makes sure only Bob with the right key can read it. If the here two persons, Bob and Ali, so here two persons is the communication between two persons. Ali sends the message to the Bob. Ali can sends the message to the Bob. Bob can receive the data through network, cryptographic network. But Ali can do the one of the encryption to the Bob. The encryption, Bob only knows him. Bob can open the data. He can read the data. But here the thing is the data will be secure and secured in cryptographic networks. And integrity also. Integrity is nothing but don't let get altered. The message must be not changed or tampered with the during transit. The data can be secure through network. The data will be not modified by the hackers also. Receiver can receive the data through encryptions. How we are using using the hashing and digital signatures to verify messages is exactly what the sender sent. Here digital signature is a nothing but it is a digital signatures means some of the signatures will be there and some of the thumbs also, thumb print also there. The bob is nothing but user one. Sender is a user one and receiver is a user two. We have to know like this. User one sends the data through the network to the user two. Here user one sends the data through the network and receiver 2 is the receives the data. User 2 receives the data in the network. Here encryptions will be the digital signatures means it is the digital signature means like thumbprints. He will receivers can do the thumb means the data will be opened, the data will be secure through cryptography networks. An example, Bob checks the digital signature and the hash to see if the message allies send the still the same. The data will be the same and security will be the same. And the third one is authentication. Know who's who. Make sure the person or device you are talking is actually who they say they're. How? Use passwords and certificates or biometrics and cryptographic keys. Example, Alice and Bob both are secret keys or certificates or prove they are really Alice and Bob. Here the major thing is the password should be using in the network and that the certificates also using in the network, the biometric also using in the network. These are the cryptographic keys. The Alice is using passwords through the password through send the data to Bob. The Bob will be receive the data. And Bob can do the password. Here password will be protected. Some of the password secretly we have to send to the one receiver, sender to receiver. Here Alice send the one of the password to the Bob. Bob will be receive the password through the encryption of the some of the certificates like this and some of the passwords, some of the biometrics also. Here Alice and Bob will be secure through the data will be secure through cryptographic networks. Here and biometrics also it is nothing but the Bob will the Alice sends the data through the network to the Bob. Here thumbprints, biometrics through the biometric will be then the data will be encrypted with the biometric. If the receiver Alice is open the data means he have to use the biometric. He give the thumb to the data will be open and here the data will be protected by cryptographic networks. Here the major use is the hackers will not hack the data. Why? Because here the data will be secured through with the biometric or thumb impression also. The data cannot modify the data and cannot read the data, cannot write the data. So the data will be protected and the data will be safe through the cryptographic network. And non-repudiation and no backing out. Once someone sends the message, they cannot deny it later. If the sender sends the data through the network to the receiver, the data will be not delaying, like not stopping, the data will be sent through the receiver. It will be not delay and it will be not stopping also. And here the major example is Alice signs the contract digitally. Later she cannot say she didn't send it. If the Alice means sender, the sender means sends the data means without a delay he will receive the data. The data will be not delay and the data will be not stopped and the data will be not hacked by the hacker also. Why? Because here also we are using digital signatures. Digital signatures is nothing but some of the signature will be there, some of the thumb impression will be there, some of the eye recognition will be there, some of the face recognition will be there. Some of the digital signature means we are having some of the examples also like these. some of the face reduction, face image security, and eye security will be there, and thumb impression also will be there. And fifth one is access control. Access control is nothing but lets only the right people in. Only authorized people or systems can access the certain data or services. Certain people or service system means it is nothing but we are having real genuine persons. The sender should be the real person and receiver should the real person. If the communication will be there, the sender and receiver communication will be there. If the sender is sending the data means receiver will receive the data, the genuine persons only. If the other sender without communication, the right person sends the data to the receiver, right person will receive the uh, data to the data through the network. Here only authorized people or systems means authorized persons means like in one organization or one health sector, one any person, the data will be transferring only right persons, like authorized persons only communicate with the network. In cryptographic, we are using cryptographic security will be providing to the network. The data will be safe traveling to the sender and receiver. Use permissions, roles, firewalls, and encryption keys. Permissions means the permission will be give to the sender. If the sender sending the data means he will give the some of the permissions, like those who are having receiver, he will give the sender give the permissions, like data can be read, data can be write, data can be modified. He'll give the some of the modifications to the receiver. Receivers, once sender give the permissions means a receiver can receive the data. He will modify the data, he will read the data, he will write the data. In one of the real time companies, in software industries, the data will be the software, the data should be developed, that the code will be developed. The team lead can do the team lead can be do the some of the given to the some of the permissions, like through the he was a test, like testers and DevOps engineers. A team lead give the some of the permissions to them. He can read the data, he can write the data, he can modify the data also. Some of the permissions given by the team lead, he will get the some of the access to the data. Here also we are using cryptographic networks. Companies, here majorly we are using some of the firewalls, encryption keys. Firewalls is nothing but it is a one type of authentications, like some of the keys, some of the encryption keys will be there. The receiver can do the some keys. Receiver can also use the some passwords, keys, and he'll get the data. Here majorly the main example is the company's HR files can only be accessed by the HR employees only, and using secure login. HR files will be there. HR files means HR files getting only HR employees. Those who are having HR employees, they can create some of the secure login using like cryptographic logins, passwords. They are using some of the IDs and passwords. So he get the access through the HR files. He can access the simply through the HR files. And the next thing is key concepts in cryptography. The major key concepts will be plain text and ciphertext and encryption, decryption, and key also. The plain text is the original message you want to protect. Example, meet me at 5 p.m. It is one of the text. We are protecting to the text. In the during sender to receiver communication will be there, and the data will be traveled through network, and we are giving to the cryptographic networks to the network. The data will be protected safely and securely to the receiver. And ciphertext means that the encrypted means that secret will be there, the encrypted secret data version of the message. Example, XIWX, the code will be there, the code will be encrypted, and receiver can receive the data, the encrypted secret version of the message. Example. And encryption during the plain text into ciphertext using rule called an algorithm. Think of it like locking the message in box. the plain text will be conducted, the plain text will be converted to the ciphertext. Plain text means it is a nothing but meet me at 5 p.m. Now this is a plain text. This is a plain text. Here I am saying like I am showing like this. Here meet me at 5 p.m. This there now. This is the plain text. This is the plain text, and it is a ciphertext. 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 Here encryption means this will be converted through this. Meet me at 5 p.m. It is a sentence form will be converted through code like XIWX. I'm not telling exactly this one. That will be converted to this one. So the code will be secured. If the hacker hack the data also, he cannot do the anyone. If the hacker can hack the data, hack the data, the code will be represented. The code will be represented like XIWX, QI, EX and 5TN. Here meet me at 5 p.m. is converted to the XIWX, QI, EX, 5TN. If it is hacker can hack the data also, he cannot read, he cannot modify, he don't know anything. So the data will be protected through cryptographic codes. Here encryption means we are encrypting the data through one form to another form, like we are sentence to code we are converted to the converting and send to the receiver. And decryption, turning the ciphertext back into the plain text. Ciphertext into plain text, unlocking the message. Decryption means here ciphertext is like XIWX, QI, EX. It is a ciphertext. Ciphertext converted to the plain text. Meet me at 5 p.m. It is a plain text. Ciphertext means some of the code will be there. The code will be there. And it is converted to the sentence. Sentence is converted means in using decryption. Decryption means the receiver decryption the data. Decryption means he was receiving one of the code means he will sender can send the data through network, receiver can receive the data, one of the code. He was decryption the data. Decryption means some of the code available, code will be modified through the text. In decryption time, the ciphertext will be converted to plain text. Those who are having real receiver means that data will be opened. And key, the special piece of information is used to encrypt and decrypt messages. Like types of the special piece of information used to encrypt and decrypt messages like passwords or secret code. Here majorly the senders and receivers can using encryptions like some of the codes, some of the keys, he will encrypting and decrypting. Like data sending means that will be encrypted. The data sending means the sender is encrypting the data. The receiver means decrypting the data. At the data opening time, he will decrypt the data. The code will be transferred to the text. So the receiver can read the data. He will understand the data. If it is the sender give the permissions means he will access the data like read and write options also. And the types of cryptography, the symmetric cryptography, same key is used to encrypt and decrypt the message, fast but needs secure and key sharing. Example, the main example is you and your friend both having secret password you use to lock and unlock the message. Symmetric key cryptography is nothing but If the sender is sending the data through, he was encrypting the data through one of the code. The code will be same to the receiver also. When the receiver receives the data means he have to decrypt the data. In when decrypt the time also, the code will be saved. The data code will be secure. Code will be the same. Suppose one of the example is both person sender and receivers using some of the same code and to encrypt the data, to decrypt the data. And asymmetric key cryptography uses a public key to encrypt and private key to decrypt. Public key is nothing but when sender can send the data should be encrypted through the network, means he has to use public key. And when the receiver can receive the data means, that time receiver can decrypt the data, he will get the data and he will read the data. When receiving time, receiver can use the private key. When the sender using public key, when the receiver using private key. Here the major thing is that. And example is, you lock the message using your friend public key, but only your friend can unlocking using their private key. The common cryptographic techniques: substitutions. The replacing letter with other letters or symbols. Example, A to D, B to E it is. The sender can send the data, receivers can receive the data. That is nothing but it is a communication between two persons. Here the replacing letter with other letters are symbols. Example, A to D, B to E. Example, we have to use A to D. The receiver can the receiver can use the A to D signature, B to E signature, like that. The data will be securing in the network. Replacing letters. Transposition. Rearranging the order of characters. Example, hello to OLLEH. This is the rearranging order. Like if it is, they'll get hello message, hello text message, like that only receiver can get the data through hello. But receiver can modify the data. Receiver can do the OLLEH. If it is, the sender is communicated with the receiver also, you have to do the signature like OLLEH. Then the receiver can receive the data, he will read the data. Hashing. Turning data into fixed size code. Turning the data into fixed size code is nothing but it is a type of one of the code that cannot be reversed. Useful for passwords and checking if data has changed. It is nothing but fixed size code will be the data will be converted through the code. It will be not reversible. If the person is sending data means, it will be again not reversible to the sender. It will receive the receiver only. And useful for passwords and checking if data has changed. If the some of the security passwords we are sending to the receiver means, the data will be secured through the cryptographic networks. Digital signatures. Digital signatures is nothing but it is a type of thumbs. It is a prints, thumb prints and facial recognitions and eye recognitions. These are called digital signatures. A way to prove a message is really from you, like digital fingerprint. Like the person is, if it is the example is I'm sending the to the data to the another receiver. If the person correctly am or not using the facial recognition, if it is sending the data before, we need to clarify the data. We need to encrypt with our digital signature, our thumbprint, and send the data to the receiver, other person. And why cryptography is important? Cryptography can do keeps your messages private. Keep your messages to be private. Secures online transactions and banking. In online transactions, bank transactions, the data will be fully protected and the data will be safe, and protects your password. Passwords also protected through the cryptographic networks, and ensures the integrity of the software and data. the data will be secure in the industries, like in the software also. Any real time hospitals, like railway stations also, the data will be safely protected through the cryptographic networks. That's it. Thank you very much.